All right, what's good, kinfolk? How y'all feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? Hope y'all doing well. Let's talk this good old boxing and whatever else y'all want to holler about. Give me 1 second while y'all come on in the dough. Took yesterday off, took a personal day off yesterday. Appreciate you guys that understand that every once in a while. God dog. Wow, man. All right, I'm going to talk nice today. These dudes complain a lot about my. Come on, man. Whatever. Yeah, I probably did do some. Yeah. Anyway. All right. What's up, Just Do Boxing in the house? What's up, brother? How you feeling, man? Can't stop Uncle E. What's going on, Brasha Mac? Trey Skills, Jeremy Austin. What's up, Jeremy Austin? You in Austin? D Free Sports Talk. What's up, man? Zacharias in the building. All things. Devon S. Coach Chris. Contrell LaGrew. Andy Gill. What's going on? All right. I think I got everybody, man. I think I got everybody. We'll wait for more people to come on in. What's up, Vi Ferrer? What's up to the beautiful Barbara D? Good morning. Good morning to the beautiful Barbara D. Zach, what's up, man? What's going on with you, Zach? Well. Seems as if that's what's up. Can't stop Uncle E. Tony Brown, what's up, man? Good morning, Tony Brown. I hope you're doing well. How's the family? Hope work's going well for you. All those good things. Keith Pierre, what up, man? Good morning, Fanon. Your boy should call your boy's record is a duck. What? Your boy, what is this? Shakur's, your boy's record is a duck. That it's not I don't think that's a duck. How's he ducking? I look, man, he got to fight his mandatory, man. He's got to get that fight, man. You know, bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. What's going on to that guy, that dude named Dave? What up, man? Rick Williams, what's up, man? Yeah, I don't know. Hey, man, y'all go follow me on Twitter, man. I want to get over 6,000. I'm about to drop under 5,000 because, you know, I've been beating up people on Twitter. Donald Brown, Fanon, been around a minute. Hope you getting paid. Hope you getting paid. Fanon, been around for a minute. Hope you getting paid. I've been getting paid my entire life, bro. Donald Brown, I appreciate you asking that, bro, but pretty much I've been getting paid my entire life. So, you know, I'm good, bro. Thank you for your concern, though. Appreciate you. Okay, I got you on your own debt Twitter. Yeah, man, get me on that Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, man. I need to get some 10 people to follow me on Twitter. Blame it all on Auntie Schofield. I got you on that Twitter. Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Follow me on the Twitter, bro. Repost me on Twitter. I want to get big on Twitter. Like Ray Jackson, who's been on his show the last couple of times. We're going to wait till we get like 200 people in before I give my opinion on Shakur. We'll start taking callers, you know, soon. Can somebody do me a favor? This is going to be the link. If anybody wants to jump on for a link, here's the link right here. Mr. Mileage said, Fanon, you must have got you must have got tired of Topo Chico, huh? No, I never get tired of Topo Chico. Except for I just got a much bigger house now, and so my expenses are up. You know, I got other things, you know, tapping into my monetary nisms. But no, I didn't get tired at all. I didn't get tired at all of it. I'm not tired at all of Topo Chico. How you get tired of water? It's just water. It's bubbly water. Can't get tired of bubbly water. Matter of fact, I had a couple Topo Chicos. But this water is something that my mother and father need. So there's plenty of this in the house. So I'm drinking this because this is in the house for my mother and father. They keep a lot of water in the house. So with them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the big news of yesterday was obviously Dimitri Bivol involved, David Benavidez, and it involved Shakur Stevenson. Do I have a big family? Yeah, I have a very big family. Well, I mean, it depends on what sense you mean big and what do you think big is. But yeah, absolutely. The Boots fight is this Friday. I mean, this Saturday. The Boots fight is this Saturday. Boots fights this Saturday. Stanionis. Oh, man, I can't wait. I'm going to start doing videos later today about that. Siblings, I got a couple sisters. I got 3 sisters and a brother. Vlad's dads, what's up? That I know of. Put it that way. Let me say, hey, I've got a brother and 3 sisters that I know of. All things. What's up, man? I'm just kidding. That's what I got. Stanios is gonna get beat up like Villa. I'm looking forward to the fight, man, because I think Stanios is a good fight. Stanionis has not been terribly active. So that's the problem with Stanionis. But Stanionis is a very solid fighter with championship experience. You know what I mean? Beating Butiev was a good fighter. That's who the last guy. I think the last person I saw Stanionis fight was Butiev. And I thought Butiev was a good fighter. And Stanionis did his thing. He can box, he can bang. You know, I like Stanionis, but he's got to be able to get to Jaron. But Jaron kind of fights the last several fights. He still fight right in front of you. Oh, Barbara D said, Martin, I've been missing you lately. Is 10 standard your normal time now? Yes, it is, Barbara D. I announced it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, Barbara D. 10 Eastern is. I told you about. I thought I talked to you about that, Barbara D. Absolutely. Look, man, I'm not interested in talking to you, dog. I'm not interested in talking to you, sir. I'm really not interested. The PBC fighters have been terribly active all of a sudden. He who shall remain nameless and no one shall see your comment. You know what I mean? It seems to me that PBC fighters are being very active as of late. There's been a bunch of cards this year. I think they're probably just as active as anybody else. But we'll see. And why do you mean you wonder why? Because it is what it is. Why are you wondering about the past? Live for the future. Matter of fact, let's talk about right now. And let's talk about how the fact Turkey Alalshikh is broke. Let's get back on the broke Alalshikh. Let's talk about broke Alalshikh. Yes, PBC was in the PBC fighters were on Showtime, and there wasn't as many dates. And DAZN and those guys, actually, man, there were PBC fighters, champions. I'm just thank you, Barbara D. Yes, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. I had to move it up. I had to move it up for a half hour. I mean, I had to move it up an hour because, you know, I have a certain significant other who is being very, very insistent about how long I sleep. You know, so I've been taking days off, Barbara D, and I've been making sure that I go to sleep around 10 o'clock every night, no later than 10 o'clock. And I get up out of the bed no earlier than 6 a.m. So since I have that 10 to 6 pretty much bed, time to rest, I need to move the show up an hour to accommodate for that. Yeah, broke Alalshikh. Yeah, broke Alalshikh. Word on the street is the reason that Bivol was strong-armed to drop his WBC belt was that Turkey Alalshikh was hesitant to get into a purse bid because he didn't want to lose a purse bid. Which means we're going to see what Turkey Alalshikh is going to do with Shakur Stevenson, because I think those two things could be very, very, very connected. GM said, what happened to sparing no expense? The same thing that happened when them dummies that told you that several years before were sparing no brain cells. I don't know what they were doing in order for them to think that's silliness. For now, it's crazy how you can go from 20 trillions to broke. Yeah, that's the word they use. Mr. Mr. Unlimited Funds is scared of losing a purse bid. That's what they say. He's scared of losing a purse bid. That's the real reason. The dude named Dave said, I thought he had $1 trillion. What's a few million for Shakur? Look, I have no idea why people are willing to exaggerate like that. Or if they're exaggerating, or if, I mean, we can look at it in two ways. And we can say, okay, do you believe that Turkey Alalshikh has $1 billion? I mean, $1 trillion? I don't think he has $1 billion, to be honest, for boxing. But to take it all the way up to $1 trillion, I suspect that you're saying $1 trillion just to make $1 billion more believable. Because $1 billion itself is ridiculous. $1 billion is ridiculous. $1 billion is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Someone is lying about that money. You know, somebody's lying to somebody about that number. Somebody's definitely lying to somebody about that number. But you know, sometimes when somebody lies to you about a number and you willingly believe it, you know what I mean? You know you're being lied to, but you pass it on because, you know, it's kind of like Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like you know that Santa Claus ain't real. You're like 13 years old. You know Santa Claus not real. Your 6-year-old sister doesn't know that. So you let your 6-year-old sister play with her dolls and be all excited about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and people coming down the chimney and all of that type of stuff. You let them be happy with those moments. You know what I mean? So you sit by and you don't tell them it's not real. You know what I mean? You play the game with them. You buy them some presents. You let it come from Santa Claus, right? That's how these guys are doing it, man. They know what they're telling you, what they're being told is a fantasy, but they're going to go ahead and just be part of the crew that doesn't want to upset the few people that actually believe the nonsense that's being sold. The nonsense is being sold. Thank you so much, Big Kappa 86, man. What up, Big Kappa 86? Has Errol mentioned who will be training him moving forward? And salute to you, Fanon, and shout out to the chat. No, Errol Spence Jr. has not, as of yet, let that be known. Yes, sir. I do not know, but I will check that out for you, Big Kappa, for sure. Fanon, this is off the subject, but what's your thoughts on Matias and Hitchens? Do you think they're going to fight? I think he's in talks with Kambosos. I just wanted your thoughts. Yeah, I think they are in talks with Kambosos. And do I think Hitchens and Matias will fight? Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. There's no reason for me to believe that they would not make that fight between Matias and Richardson Hitchens. Yeah, I think that can definitely happen. A former IBF champion getting another run at it. Yeah. Did you ask that twice? Yeah, okay, I got you, Ralph Chestnut. No, that's fine, Ralph Chestnut. You can ask me whatever question. It doesn't matter. I'm fine. I'm cool with you. Whatever question you want to ask, I'm 100% fine. I'm 100% fine at answering. From you, Ralph Chestnut. Some of y'all ain't answering your questions, man. We sticking a lot more to the subject of boxing from here forward, bro. I lost like 30 Twitter followers. I'm heartbroken. Man. I lost 30 Twitter followers gone. 30 gone. How upsetting is that? Terribly upsetting for me. But back to the subject of the David Benavidez, who I misspelled, being named the WBC champion. Yeah, my understanding is that he gave up the belt Dimitri Bivol gave up the belt so that Turki Alalshikh didn't have to lose a purse bid. Because you know Turki Alalshikh is going to have another purse bid that may come up, and that is the one between William Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson, which would be a 70-30 in favor of Shakur Stevenson. And in a situation very similar now, let me say something positive about Shakur Stevenson to all of you haters. Okay? Shakur is being very consistent in the way that he's using the WBC. Hey, hey, bro. Yeah, tighten up. Look, fuck boy. I have had what would you call it? What would I have it? You gap tooth fat fuck boy. What have I had? Oh yeah, I think I picked up about 5,000 YouTube followers. Oh yeah, I forgot. I picked up about 5,000 YouTube followers. Boy, shut up. I blocked 30 people on Twitter, you fucking clown. Matter of fact, I have not. Boy, I'm so glad that you were losing all your views, you gap tooth fuck boy. Dog, how about this? How about the views on my videos are the same that they've always been, bro? Where are your 30, 40, 60,000 you used to buy, bro? Where's your 60,000 videos you used to buy, bro? Anyway, like I said, bro, Fanon, you're right. He been consistently stupid. Anyway, see how all my teeth touch each other? I'm shooting anybody, bro. If you get crazy, I'm blaming you. Anybody say anything stupid, I'm blaming them. No, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, Big Kappa, thank you for joining, man. Lucy Lou says Chicago West Side, Chicago. Fanon is the truth. Yeah, bro, you know what it is, dog. I mean, I'm sorry, Lucy Lou. You know I love Lucy Lou, bro. I got a huge crush on Lucy Lou. Lucy Lou. I got a huge crush on Lucy Lou. Crazy crush on Lucy Lou in the 90s. Crazy crush on Lucy Lou in the 90s. Lucy Lou, Chi-Town, Chicago, West Side. Fanon is the truth. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate having a good rep in the Chi. I do. Nah, all his teeth touching, I'm crying. That's what I mean, dog. That's why the dude don't like me, because all my teeth touch. Anyway, I'm just talking shit. What up, Marquis? On the real though, I've gained, I don't think how many? I think I've gained about 2,000 Twitter followers in the last year. Just so you know, I was joking about having lost 30. I really picked up like 2,000. But that's okay. Don't worry. When I'm over 6,000, because I care about it, don't worry about it. I'll get to 6,000, 8,000. You're right. I will stop talking crazy on Twitter. I will. I'll stop threatening Turki Alalshikh. Tell me when Turki Alalshikh starts running his mouth again, though. Just let me know there, dude. Let me know when that money's coming, bro. Hey, for not having his self a little fun, nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Hey, dog, for real, Ruben Langford, I need to know why it is that Turki Alalshikh is scared about a purse bid. LA Slash, what up, man? Why is Turki Alalshikh worried about a purse bid, bro? And why is Devin Haney getting paid in cryptocurrency and net profit? Hey, it sounds like Shakur is better off taking Turki's offer since he will be getting less anyway. Mr. Mileage, I think he's forcing Turki's hand. Because if Shakur goes to purse bid and Turki loses the purse bid, Shakur goes and gets the money with whoever had the purse bid, whoever won the purse bid. So it actually, I do believe this is Shakur Stevenson being pretty smart. Shakur Stevenson, that's why I'm a fan of Shakur Stevenson, because Shakur Stevenson is very intelligent. You know what I mean? He's very, very intelligent. And this is, again, consistent with what he did to Devin to make Devin stop weight bullying people at 135. You remember when Devin got scared of Shakur? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, say talk to him, OG. What up, Jezu Basi? Yeah. Shakur is very smart, and that is a very, very smart move. That's a very smart move because he forces Shakur, I see you, Kamal, because he forces thank you, all things, man. Thank you, become a member, bro. Because he forces Turki Alalshikh's hand. Turki Alalshikh goes to a purse bid and say the PBC buys the fight. Then he loses the fight and he looks bad in front of everybody. If he lowballs Shakur, then Shakur puts him in a position to get. Hey, what up, Kamal? You showing your face today? All right, cool. I see you. All right, bro, what up, Kamal?
Yeah, my bad. Hey, I couldn't disagree with you more on the Shakur situation.
Why is that?
Okay, first off, the guy's burned a lot of bridges. He burned. I don't know if you remember the.
Who is he? Who is he? Shakur?
Shakur Stevenson has burned a lot of bridges. I don't know if you remember the back and forth that he had with Steven Espinoza in the aftermath of the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight when he didn't get put on the his image didn't get put on the thumbnail for the fight, and he was complaining. Christina Poncher backed him up and said, "Whoa, they took your face off the promotion." And Steven Espinoza said, "This isn't about you. It's about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford." Do you remember that, Fanon?
Absolutely.
So he burned that bridge with Al Heyman, and he didn't take the one fight deal because he didn't have faith in himself to be able to beat Tank Davis. You know, he wanted a multi-fight commitment. Then he uses a racial slur by calling it's the racial slur for Arabs is towel head, and he said towel boys when he's referring to sneak dissing Turki Alalshikh. So you're burning that bridge. You didn't re-sign with Top Rank, which had all the fights at 135.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Towel boy?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sure
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is like calling us the N-word. For now, I was in the Army. I went to deploy to the Middle East. They gave us classes on this.
And towel, and what was it?
It's towel heads is what he said, and he used the term towel boys, but he
said towel boys. He didn't say towel head. He said towel boys.
He meant to say towel heads, Fanon. It's just like somebody calling us the N. Yes, I am sure. I'm 100% sure, Fanon. And you want to say that this guy's going to go to purse bid and it's a smart move? It's not a smart move. You know what's going to happen? Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya are wholly dependent on Turkey at this point. So they're going to get together. Hold
on, come on.
Yeah.
Make sure you understand first of all, even if nothing happens, it's not going to hurt Shakur Stevenson.
It is absolutely going to hurt Shakur Stevenson.
How is he going to get
his market value has tanked?
Hold on, man.
His market value has tanked.
Hold on. The only point that I made was that I thought if he forced him to purse bid because he didn't like Turki Alalshikh's original offer, if he then forces it to purse bid, then he's going to get 70-30 of whatever winds up winning the purse bid.
Hold
on, man. Let me finish.
Okay.
Somebody's going to win the purse bid. So either Turki Alalshikh is going to pay more money. It's a move designed to get Turki Alalshikh to give him a little more money to avoid going to purse bid, to put the fight on. Because he is actually he has a promotion. I do believe he's with Matchroom.
He's with Matchroom. So
that's all I'm saying. So how is
not a smart move?
Hold on. How is he going to be in a worse position by going to purse bid than he would have been if he just accepted Turkey's offer?
Because it's going to be like what Devin Haney discovered. Not many people are going to be interested in that fight and bidding on that fight. I suspect Eddie will make a token offer, and Golden Boy will make a token offer. He'll end up making less than what he expects, just like Devin made.
But do you know how much he was offered?
The principle is still the same.
No, you don't know how much he was offered by Turki Alalshikh. So you don't know that he's going to go down on that.
I 100% believe that that's the play.
Bro,
I believe he's falling into. I believe they're setting up a trap for him. Look,
you can believe it. Let me finish my statement, bro.
Okay.
You can say that you can, after it winds up, that somebody's going to buy that fight. That it's a chance that he's taking? Absolutely, it's a chance that he's taking. It could come in that it's lower because somebody bought it away from Turkey. That's a chance that you take. Absolutely, there's a chance. But what I'm saying is, hey, if he didn't like the money he had from Turkey Alalshikh, he's being consistent because he also didn't like the money that was offered from Devin Haney. He pushed it to purse bid. In the case that he pushed it to purse bid, he wound up having Devin drop the belts. If this goes to purse bid, you may see what's his name drop out? Zepeda.
No.
You don't know that he
Golden
won't
Boy
drop
will make
out of
a
that.
side deal. Golden Boy will make a side deal, make sure that Zepeda's paid, even if they make a low purse bid. And see, this is the thing. I totally disagree with you about him being consistent. He's being inconsistent because what did he do to Frank Martin, Fanon? He and Top Rank sent a poison pill contract to Frank Martin after previously agreeing to pay them more.
Bro,
and then
that's not the same thing, bro.
It is 100% the same thing.
Yeah,
It
come
is
on.
100% the same concept.
Kamal, because that was not a mandatory fight between him and Frank Martin.
It was a mandated fight by the WBC. What are you talking about, Fanon?
It was a mandatory fight, and so he did what? He went to purse bid. Did he push it to purse bid?
The concept is the same, Fanon, because in the end, what he did was he and Top Rank told Frank Martin one number, and then when Frank Martin and Tom Brown and Errol Spence got the paperwork, it was a completely different number.
No, that's not what happened, Kamal. What happened was that there was a deal cut for the fight without Frank Martin having been communicated to by Errol Spence.
No, that's not the facts, Fanon. That is not the facts. You need to go revisit it. I get it. You're overly differential to Shakur Stevenson.
I remember what happened.
You're overly differential to Shakur. How is Errol Spence not going to communicate with Frank Martin?
Oh, I'm being polite, bro. First of all, you're telling me something that I think you're dead wrong about.
You're wrong,
I'm telling you, Kamal, I think you're dead wrong. You're trying to tell me that let's go with the first one. You're trying to tell me that you know that if Frank Martin, that if Shakur Stevenson doesn't take an offer by Turkey and he forces it to purse bid, you know that that's going to backfire on him. How did you know that?
I think time. What have I always told you, Fanon? Time reveals all truths. Turkey is being exposed. Turkey's being exposed.
Kamal, you told me that you know that is going to be a bad move.
It will be a bad move.
How do you know that?
Because it will be a repeat, I'm 100% sure, of the Devin Haney situation where it went to purse bid and the number was lower than what he expected. Shakur's being led into a trap because
Shakur didn't go to purse bid with Devin Haney.
I'm talking about the Devin Haney Sandor Martin situation. It will be a repeat of that.
To Devin Haney Sandor Martin away from Shakur?
No, it's 100% what will happen. The number will be lower than what he expects.
But okay, so you're not saying it's already happened to Shakur. You're saying it's something's. You just think that the purse bid is going to be lower.
Yes, exactly.
But dude, Jevin Bay just said, bro. Jevin Bay just said that Dimitri Bivol dropped his belt because Turkey Alalshikh was worried about losing a purse bid.
No, so that's not why.
That's what Jevin Bay said.
This is what happened, Fanon, and this is why I was getting to.
Jevin Bay is an incredibly good source, bro, and that's what Jevin Bay said this morning.
This is what I'm thinking, Fanon, is that Turkey is being proven to be the emperor without clothes. They came in and said that he had unlimited funds. He's working with $1 trillion, $2 billion, this and that. I have no doubt that he may have promised the farm to Shakur Stevenson, and he went back on his word after signing Canelo.
Oh, it's just a lot of supposition at this point. That's supposition.
This is what I'm saying.
That's supposition.
This is what I'm saying is that with the Benavidez and Bivol fight, 100% Turkey said to Bivol, and this was released in the media, you know what's best for you. If you know what's best for you, you will stay with me and you will not pursue the Benavidez fight.
Bro, but that was then. I'm telling you, still, Jevin Bay, who is a very, very, very good source, said that insiders, the reason that they are not going to, that Dimitri Bivol dropped that belt is because they were afraid of going to purse bid for a fight with David Benavidez. That's what they said. That's what they
I've
said.
heard that theory, Fanon, but the fact of the matter is Turkey said even from the beginning, he said he was not interested in making the Benavidez versus Bivol fight. And he told Bivol, if you know what's good for you, you'll stay with me. Turkey was, if Turkey elected to lose a purse bid, it's because he told Bivol, I'm not going to outlay this amount of money to make the Benavidez versus Bivol fight. Again, so people said that Turkey had unlimited funds and this and that. He's being exposed. But you cannot discount the hypocrisy of Shakur Stevenson for
I
lying to
didn't
Frank Martin.
discount.
And you
That's what I'm
cannot.
saying, man.
With
Come on,
that, I'm
stop
out.
that.
Thank you,
Come
Fanon.
on, Kamal. Stop that. Stop that bullshit. You can jump off, but it's still what you just said was some bullshit, bro. You just put a bunch of words in my mouth and jumped off. I didn't say that there was no hypocrisy on the part of Shakur Stevenson. In fact, I was going to say that in the title it says Shakur Stevenson forcing Zepeda to fight over Gervonta. Because Shakur had said he wanted to fight Gervonta Davis in July. That is a contradiction, Kamal. And I didn't protect or say that he's never been contradictory before. I listen to people talk all the time on the channel, you specifically saying that Shakur Stevenson is inconsistent. The only thing that I said was that he was being consistent here in between two specific instances, Kamal. And I would appreciate some intellectual honesty out of you and not some quick little hit. Let me get on, let me get off and put words in my mouth. And absolutely, positively, Frank Martin accepted a deal and then turned around and said it's not enough. He wanted $1 million more. They had already had a signed agreement between made between Shakur Stevenson and Top Rank and TGB, bro. I believe it or not, bro. I actually pay attention to the news, bro. And you got about 4 or 5 things wrong in there, dog. And you want to do 4 or 5 things wrong back to back to back to back and say that you disagree with me about some shit I didn't even fucking say? I never even said that Shakur has never been inconsistent. I didn't say that. How about you spend the time to actually listen to what I say instead of coming up with an argument that you want to make real fast, putting words in my mouth? That was ridiculous, Kamal. Absolutely ridiculous, Kamal. I never said Shakur Stevenson was not inconsistent. I can point out inconsistencies. I never said that Gervonta wasn't inconsistent. What I'm saying is I don't focus purely on inconsistencies because I don't know all of the background facts behind them. But I know for sure that I said Gervonta, that I know Shakur Stevenson said that he wanted to fight Gervonta and he would be willing to wait for him. If he's willing to wait for him, then, hey, he looks like he's first in a purse bid. But trust me, Kamal, I'm pretty good at negotiations. And I guarantee you that he is not going to be in a worse position by taking an offer when he goes to purse bid. And I know you can't tell me for sure that he isn't, that he will be, because you don't know what number Turkey Alalshikh gave him, which is the question that you absolutely wanted to jump over. I asked you, Kamal, do you know the number for the money that Shakur was offered by Turkey Alalshikh? The answer is you don't know that number. So the number may have been low enough where it could have been better for him to go to purse bid. Kamal, please do not speed talk me again, bro. Because, dog, as much as I appreciate your support, dog, come on, man. Don't try to put me in no trick bag, man. I don't appreciate the trick bags because I listened to about 6 trick bags. Don't put me in trick bags, man. Don't put me in trick bags. I sit and listen to you guys call Shakur Stevenson inconsistent every day, and I almost never say anything about it. The first time that I say, hey, man, that's consistent. On one hand, he didn't like a negotiation with Devin Haney. He pushes it to purse bid. He doesn't like a negotiation going on with Zepeda. He pushes it to purse bid. Those are extremely consistent, Kamal. In fact, they're the exact same thing. But you tried to throw a red herring in there and compare one of them to a fight between Devin Haney and Sandor Martin. When my conversation was about whether or not Shakur Stevenson was being consistent in his use of the rematch clause for the WBC. Thank you very, very much. Don't put me in a trick bag, bro. I don't appreciate it, man. And especially don't put words in my mouth. Because you said, I disagree with you. And you proceeded to talk for a minute about something I never even said. I never said Shakur was not inconsistent. Exactly. All I said was he was consistent with the WBC. That's it. But hey, oh, no. He did something else this time. Bro, come on, don't do that to me again, bro, for real. You were just, I don't know what the shit was going on with you today, bro. That shit was fucked up. Anyway, the oil money different. They can just print it. Man. Didn't appreciate it, Kamal. Shakur is consistently inconsistent, but he's definitely not wrong for going to the WBC for a purse bid, in my opinion. I don't see how it could. First of all, I don't know how much money he got offered. He may have got offered $1 million. He may have got him shit. For all I know, he might have got that UFC offer. He might have got offered $750,000. He might have got the UFC offer. Not the UFC offer. What do you call it? The TKO offer. You know? Omega Red said, thank you, Fanon. I mean, I appreciate it, bro. I like Kamal, but, bro, you pulled a trick bag on me today, bro. like, man, sometimes I just be letting you go, bro. But come on, man. I ain't going to miss you putting words in my mouth, man. And then you trying to talk 500 miles an hour so that I can't point out the fact that you did it? Funny business right there, buddy. Turkey bending the knee to Dana. I don't know. All I know is that's what Jevin Bay said. But and you couldn't have heard that theory. And by the way, guess what, bro? You could not have heard that theory days ago. You know why you couldn't have heard that theory days ago, Kamal? Because David Benavidez, because Bivol just dropped the belt yesterday. So I really would like a clarification, Kamal. How did you know several days ago of a theory that Turkey Alalshikh didn't want to go to purse bid? When up until that date, the belt didn't get dropped. I don't know, man. I think maybe you were just trying to speed talk me. Is Shakur willing to take less pay through a big purse, through a purse bid versus what Turkey offered, which is less than what he promised? I saluted. Get away from that dude at all costs. F Turkey. I mean, it makes sense. And anyway, nobody wants that trilogy, bro. I mean, honestly, man, I don't want to see you talking about which trilogy. The trilogy with David Benavidez. Kamal is not here to defend himself because Kamal jumped off the fucking knee. Get the fuck out of my face, bro. I don't have no problem getting rid of dudes, bro. For real. I really don't have a problem. All right, don't jump out here getting cute today. I'm not in the mood. Okay? Kamal, you want to speed talk me and say that he wants to get a comment from me. So he speed talked me, and I'm going to go through everything you said, bro. Trust me, you woke me up. You guys are seriously biased against Kamal, against Shakur Stevenson. It shit's over the fucking top, bro. If I can't point out the fact that he did the same thing in one instance that he did in another, when it's obvious that that's what the case was, I hardly get to defend Shakur Stevenson at all, Kamal. And if you're like just frothing at the mouth, complain about the slightest fucking thing I said, bro. Thank you for jumping up, bro. Don't speed talk me. Please.
My bad, Fanon. I'm not like any of these other guys who utilize you to get their own platform. I apologize. I was wrong in that interaction. You accept my I've sent you thousands of dollars, Fanon.
I know that, bro.
I make mistakes. I make mistakes.
First of all, you don't ever have to send me anything. I appreciate the support, and I mean I appreciate it. I need the support. I appreciate it, and I appreciate we clarified that. I really appreciate it. It's not the first time we've argued before either, so it happens. We good?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify and apologize that it wasn't a strategy. I'm not a snake oil salesman. I'm
I
not
appreciate
somebody.
you, brother.
I made a mistake, and I can say when I make a mistake. So
I
my
appreciate
bad.
you. It's all good, man. Much love, brother.
And I
Appreciate
don't think that what you're saying and I'll end with this and what I'm saying are mutually exclusive. I was getting to this. I don't doubt that Turkey told, and I believe actually that Turkey told Shakur a different number than he's now trying to pay him. What I'm pointing out is the hypocrisy between corporate media and those people who said Tank should talk to Turkey and Turkey has unlimited funds and this and that. And I'm saying this is a proof that Turkey's not what y'all said he was, that he's trying to make the best fights when he's clearly blocking Benavidez versus Bivol. We know that Benavidez went to Saudi Arabia at the Turkey's behest to fight the winner, and then he left seemingly right after the fight or before the rematch. He left the arena and flew out of Saudi Arabia. So my point is this, and I see that Shakur could be falling into a trap if it goes to purse bid, and he could end up getting less than what he expects, like Devin Haney ended up getting less than he expects with when he went to purse bid with Sandor Martin, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of interest in that. And we know that Matchroom and De La Hoya are pretty much wholly dependent on Turkey and his funds right now because their outfits they've been completely dependent on. That was my point. And my point also was that with Benavidez and Bivol is that Turkey had made a conclusion that he didn't want to make the Benavidez and Bivol fight. And so he was going to sit at home. He was going to force Bivol's hand to give up the belt. And so this is corporate media had said from the beginning that this guy only cared about the big fights. He had unlimited funds and that he was only going to do what was in the best interest of boxing. And my point in both of those situations was pointing out that is not true. And with regards to the Frank Martin situation, my understanding, Fanon, is someone who, you have more sources than I do, but I do have some sources, is that Frank Martin was told one thing by Errol Spence, by Tom Brown, by Shakur Stevenson. He was told one figure of what he was going to get. And then when they got the actual contract, it was a different figure, similar to what happened in Shakur Stevenson. And so, again, we saw that with the Jamel Herring situation with the purse bid split, and those two guys were friends. And so my thing is this. I'm pointing out the hypocrisy that according to my sources and what I know about history, that I've seen from Shakur Stevenson when he's on both sides of this. But I have no doubt that Turkey has misled him and misrepresented him. And I don't count on corporate media to tell the truth because a lot of them are bought out. Same thing, the WBA, when Benavidez fought, what's his name, Morrell, that was supposed to be for the WBA and the WBC eliminator. So Benavidez was actually supposed to be promoted to the WBO champion. But what did the WBA champion as well as the WBC champion yesterday? But since the WBA is owned by Turkey, he didn't get promoted to the WBA champion. Nobody's going to talk about that because the WBA is essentially bought by Turkey. That's all I wanted to say, Fanon. You're right. What I wanted to say is I'm sorry. I acted inappropriately. You've given me a platform on your show. I have to defer to you because this is your show. This is your platform. I support you as a intellectually stimulating black man who has a unique opinion and space on YouTube, and I appreciate it. But I just wanted to say I didn't think that our opinions were necessarily mutually exclusive. And I did rush off here because I had to begin my my job.
I appreciate it,
I'm
man.
not like you
For
because
sure.
you are independent. You have a lot of money doing what you do, but I have to work for the man, and that's all I want to say. I'm out. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Kamal. And definitely, Kamal, while you listening, Kamal, yeah, no, dude, you have supported with several thousands of dollars, bro. So when you said that, that's 100% true. And man, and it's much appreciated. And it's not easily forgotten, brother. Me and you can have an argument today, and then tomorrow we still good. The argument is what the argument is. And I agree with your point, and I know that your points are always well thought out, always referencing. And as far as like it goes with what happened with Frank Martin, I can only give you my recognition, my what do you call it, my recollection, but I can be wrong because I don't do it I'm not as detailed as Kamal Oz is. So as far as any particular thing, the way it went down, I would take Kamal's rendition over mine, unless I'm like 1,000% sure. about it. And like I've talked about it exclusively, but I know that Kamal knows what he's talking about. And yeah, the point was really very solid point that you made. And thank you again. And I apologize as well for not listening all the way out and then kind of letting you finish. And I could have came back. I could have definitely handled that differently as well, Kamal. Appreciate you very, very, very much, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, I could have handled that a lot differently. And thank you for saving the day, Kamal, on the real. Thank you. Yeah, now Kamal is a very, very valuable person in the boxing community, in my opinion. And personally, he's a very valuable person in my life. That I'm seriously, man. The way that he keeps me up to date on a lot of stuff. LeVar Aiken said, my grandfather always told me to never trust a fast-talking man or a man that doesn't watch sports. Yeah, but sometimes you speak real fast because you're just some people are just really smart. And he really does need to jump on and jump off because, yeah, like you said, he works for the man. You know what I mean? Hey, what up? What up, Phoenix?
I work for the man too. It ain't easy.
Hey, man, the man be the man, and don't he?
I know. You know, he don't be doing this right, but shit, what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So, hey, Benavidez, Benavidez. People call him an email champ. Horrible.
I mean,
I
he's
mean,
an email champ like Devin.
yeah, he is, because he didn't fight for the belt. Difference between him and Devin, though. See, he was actually mandatory. Devin wasn't at the time. He wasn't because Lomachenko had just won the belt. He was the mandatory. Mikey Garcia vacated, moved up, and instead of just awarding Lomachenko the belt, Lomachenko ended up fighting for it, which is far different from Devin. And I don't remember other times when the WBC has ever ordered a mandatory immediately after somebody won the belt. They said they was even going to do like a four-man tournament, everything, and canceled that and gave it to Devin while he was in training camp. That's a lot different from Benavidez, who moved up, fought Vostik, who's currently ranked number 4, beat David Morrell in the final eliminator, to become mandatory. And right now, the number 1 ranked guy is Beterbiev because he's no longer champion, so he's ranked number 1. And then the number 4 is what was it, Ramirez? So he's already beaten like 2 of the top 4 people, and he is the interim champion. And people don't understand, like when you interim champion, that basically means like, hey, you the fill-in champion because the champion is unavailable. Like if the champion is doing the unification, yeah, as interim champion for WBC, Benavidez is going to be defending against the mandatories in the champion's stead. But since there is no champion now, it makes sense to go ahead and make Benavidez the full champion. And for that's why, yeah, even though he is an email champ, it's not of the same quality as Devin. So I'll say that. The Shakur Stevenson situation, I'll say this. Shakur Stevenson has been consistent with the Persbia stuff. I know people is blaming him for Zepeda not happening right now. And to a certain extent, it is his fault just because we already heard what Oscar said. Hey, if he don't sign with Top Rank, or not Top Rank, with Golden Boy, he's not getting the fight. And then we see what's happening right now. And we can also blame Turkey. But then again, we can blame Shakur for listening to him because, like, hey, man, we've been saying Turkey is bad. He ain't get that in writing. And now look. And he's talking about, I know what I'm worth. He said, well, if you know what you're worth, you'd be a little more humble because Turkey overpaid you. That's the problem. And that's why Turkey been bad, because with overpaying these fighters, we see what's happening. Eddie Hearn already said he had people sitting around waiting on the Riyadh payday. Here's Shakur being on the undercard in his first Riyadh thing, and now he's sitting around waiting for another big payday. And how's that working out for him? But I will say that him going to purse bid, because they got till May 8th, is what I think was reported, to go ahead and settle things. Otherwise, May 8th is when purse bid starts for him. And
Yeah, something like that. 30 days.
So,
Yes, the 30 day.
yeah. So looking at that, it's like, okay, when Devin was champion, that was the thing. Shakur was mandatory. And whenever an agreement can't be reached and they go to purse bid, Shakur wanted to go ahead and do that. Devin said no, dropped the belt, ran away. And people were saying that Shakur ducked because he wanted to get what he was actually owed. It was a 70-30 split per the WBC rules. And people was like, oh, well, Devin's giving him a shot at undisputed. No, he's not. It's the WBC. He's mandatory. Same situation here with Benavidez and Bivol. And you see Bivol drop the belt. Same thing Devin did. So either way, fighter's still getting the belt. Shakur went ahead and went to purse bid. Now he's the champion in the same position Devin was in. And he's remained consistent and like, hey, we can't reach an agreement, then we go to purse bid. He's not dropping the belt and running off like Devin did. He's actually standing up the same way he did when he was on the opposite side, and people still saying he's ducking. So that's the thing. Like, it's a perfect example of when somebody has been on both sides of a certain thing and they're saying he's ducking either way. You can't do that. People is inconsistent. So look, I'm looking at it like, hey, if you said that Shakur was ducking when he asked for purse bid while he was the challenger, then you can't say he's ducking when he's talking about purse bid when he's the champion. Like at that point, that's when you can call it hating. So that's my stance on that. Now as for Zepeda and Turkey and all that stuff, you see this trap that Shakur fell into. What I think he should do is he should go ahead and do whatever he got to do to get that Zepeda fight. Stop worrying about what he feels he's worth. Just accept whatever they determine, and then go ahead, win in spectacular fashion, and then do free agency the right way. That's the problem. He didn't do free agency the right way because he thought that he could go ahead and do whatever he want. But like, there's very few fighters who can do that. Like, when Floyd and Pacquiao was around, it was them because their names carried that weight. Canelo can do that because his name carries that weight. Tank can do that because his name carries that weight. What Shakur needs to do is go ahead and put like a stamp on his victory against Zepeda to where it erases like all the negative publicity he's gotten and reputation as a boring fighter, which is Turkey's reason that he said for not wanting to pay Shakur that much, that he's not excited. People have been saying that. And you think Turkey ain't aware of him getting booed in his hometown and people walking out? Like that's a problem. So Shakur need to go out there and do what he got to do to make Zepeda look as horrible as possible. Like not just because he's skating and doing what he did with De Los Santos, but like to really make Zepeda look horrible. Like he ain't got no type of answer for nothing. If you go ahead and have a signature victory like that, with this being his last fight with Eddie, he has the opportunity to change the trajectory of his career and shed what people have been talking about as far as him being boring. But if he can't do that, well, he just gonna have to be settling for whatever he makes. That's it. Money come from the fans or overzealous sponsors. There's a certain time where you know how it is in Section 8. You got to be showing proof of attempts to find a job and everything. You can't just be living off the Section. So you can't just be doing that. It's the same thing here. Turkey is that Section 8. Like how many job applications you filled out? Like how many ways you try to promote yourself? These turkey fighters gonna be finding out quick once they get evicted from that no boxer left behind program. So that's what they got to watch out for.
You wild boy. Thank you for the comedy. Yeah, man.
Sure, man.
All right, bro.
That's all I got for you.
All right, Phoenix. Appreciate you, man. That's what's up.
Take it easy.
Yeah, sure. All right, man. Real quick. Hey, we got some super chats in this mug. Andy Gill said Turkey overpaid for Padley. He told Kerr, you owe me. Yeah, but see, you can't be inconsistent, man. That's why I say you need something consistent where you know how much you're getting paid per fight. And it is like, well, nah, I'm not. I'm going to have you fight Zepeda, but I'm going to bring down your money or pay the same amount I paid for the last guy. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. It all depends on what Turkey Alalshikh promised him going in. Thank you so much, Andy Gill. And then we're going to do a real quick. Let me make sure I get these cash asks because my Barbara D, thank you so much. She says, showing support for the channel and the hard work. Barbara D with the $10 holler. Thank you, Barbara D. And Jameson Childress, thank you. Said for you, good morning to you, my guy. We still got to talk, Jameson. Thank you, sir. Big $20 holler from Deborah Booker says, sorry, I haven't been in the chat as much as I like. My job hours have changed, but I do watch the replay, so I haven't been able. But I do watch the replay. Cool. Thank you so much, Deborah Booker. Thank you so much. And Jeep Red Boy in the building. Thank you again for the support, Jeep Red Boy. That is what you call huge. Thank you. I'll say I'm still waiting for Jameson to hit me up too. Nope. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we still got to talk to Jameson. Little bit, bro. I ain't forgot about you either. I'm gonna hit you up. All right, cool. I just want to make sure I wasn't screwing up, man. I was just trying to make sure I wasn't screwing up. Sky. Get out of here, man. What's up with your caption? Sky, shut up. Ask a question, man. Like a reasonable, respectful question, will you not? I mean, would you mind asking a reasonably respectful question? Seriously, man, people are froggy around here, man. Kamal's froggy, I'm froggy, Phoenix the Assassin's froggy, everybody's froggy, man. So would you mind being polite, man? Okay? Can we have that at least? I don't think I've ever been rude to somebody just for the hell of being rude. Unless somebody's being rude to me. You know what I mean? Sometimes they can be rude in ways that you may not know they're being rude. So it may look like I'm tripping on them and they ain't done nothing. But trust me, they were rude. What up, 2 Cent? He said, what up, Phenom? Them Spence tees are great quality. Yeah, they are. You can still wear them. Heck yeah, man. Them mugs is nice, man. They comfortable. Yeah. Smoking on bud, Negro smoking on bud. Still smoking on bud. Still smoking on bud. Sean Bobbitt says, true story, bro. Yes, sir. At the end of May, I will be in the chat regularly because school will be closing for the summer. Okay, cool. Shakur Stevenson just want fair money. Cut the bullshit duck talk. Yeah, I don't think he's ducking anybody, man. He's got to get his money. I don't see the problem with that move. You know what I mean? I don't really see the problem with that move. But it's boxing, so we got to complain about it, I guess. You know what I mean? We just got to complain about it. Got to complain about it. Both parties should have gotten their agreement on paper, would have cut out the confusion. Yeah, but what if somebody goes back to you on the goes back on you in the deal? If somebody goes back, somebody switches up the deal on you, are you supposed to just continue with it? Right? Now, let me tell you something. If I knew all the facts, can we get a oh, yeah. Let's talk about absolutely Abdul Shahid Rauf Wahed. Wahed. It's not Waheed, it's Wahed. Had this stupid ass conversation with somebody. When the man said Waheed, I say Waheed, and it's not Waheed, it's Wahed. But the man said Waheed. Man, come on, man. I can't do this shit. I really do not understand why y'all don't like Shakur so much. I have to just be honest. I don't get it. I don't get the dislike for Shakur. I don't. I got to tell you, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I can get the dislike for Devin. I really can. Bill Haney is a legit ass. Legit ass. Okay? So I can understand somebody not liking Devin. Wally Moses don't hardly say nothing to nobody. I don't get why you guys have such animus towards Shakur Stevenson. Look, man, he's a world champ. I've talked to the dude a couple times. You know what I mean? Still a good dude, man. I've said some crazy shit to Shakur. And Shakur was like, all right, that's for 9. He said some crazy shit to me and kept it pushing. If I actually reach out to him, the dude will still say, what's up, respond. What a nice guy, bro. What's going on, Jermaine McPherson? I'm serious, man. Like, for real. I feel like Shakur Stevenson is one of the only world champions. Shakur Stevenson, no joke, is the only world champion that I can actually send a note to, he'll respond and I can have a polite conversation with him. That's why I like Shakur. Because I like Shakur. I don't get why you guys don't like him. Now, I can understand that you don't like him because of he doesn't like Gervonta. You know what I mean? Like, if you really like Gervonta, you rock with Gervonta, and it's like Shakur is saying things about Gervonta that you don't like. I can understand that, man. I can understand that. Two Simp said, because he's acting like something he's not, people don't like that. Shakur doesn't come off genuine to the public. Yeah, I mean, I can't speak on that. I mean, you know what I mean? I can't speak on it because he comes across authentic to me. Like, he comes across real authentic to me. But at the same time, you know, I know, let me put it this way. I know that he's saying things for the camera. I know that he's saying things for the camera. But maybe because, yeah, you know what I mean? I just, man, I'm just, even that. Because, you know, like, who says stuff for the camera? Terrence Crawford says stuff from the camera. Bad example. Tiafimo says stuff for the bad example. He talked the talk, but he don't walk the walk. But still, man, come on, man. There's a lot of fighters that do that. For now, you rock with Davis too? Yeah, absolutely, Donald Brown. First of all, I rock with almost all fighters. I rock with almost all fighters, man. But my favorite fighters are Errol Spence, Gervonta Davis, Jermell Charlo, Jaron Ennis, who's fighting this weekend, who Terrence Crawford's been ducking. Chillville. June 5th, Newark. No, Shakur is a great fighter. Shakur is a great fighter. That's just boxing. People talk, but I'm a Tank fan. You know, look, I'm a Tank fan. I'm a Shakur fan too. But I'm more of a Gervonta Davis fan in the room. A Gervonta Davis fan in the ring. Snaggletooth says, you still mad Devin didn't give you an interview and Bill won't come to your channel no moat. Bro, I could give a fuck about Devin Haney and I could give a fuck less about Bill Haney. On the real. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you think I'm mad that anybody wouldn't give me an interview. I never ask for interviews. Like, people have to ask to interview me. People have to ask. They have to ask me for interviews. I've never asked. The only person I've ever asked for an interview from, I think, was Shakur. I think I asked Shakur. I think Shakur might have reached out, actually. But you know, I don't recall. But somehow I came in contact with Shakur. Oh, I had sent notes to Shakur before, but it wasn't about an interview. It was just about my opinion about something. But anyway, I don't know what would make you think that I care about interviews, man. I really don't. And so they're a waste of time in large part. Really, in large part, they're a waste of time. I think you got to be subsidized to really do that. But, you know, there's people that I like Mill City. I haven't seen him around in a while. I can't spell it, but why he, because the name spelled that way was taken. Okay, I suspect Shakur Stevenson, all due respect. Yeah, man, I respect Shakur. I mean, he's a grown man. He's got a kid. He's got a wife, and he's got kids. He's putting in the work every day, you know. He's not a big knockout artist, but he's in his third weight class, came up from 126 to 130 to 135. I mean, I think that he's obviously one of the more decorated fighters in professional boxing, and I think he deserves a lot of credit. But at the same time, you know, we talk about things. We have such a microscope on the conversation that it's very difficult for anybody not to trip over their words, you know. But I will ask you, are there any blatant lies that he's telling? Like blatant lies. And I don't mean like something like if you say, oh, I'm going to fight him in my next fight, but then you don't fight him. I don't mean anything like that. I mean like where you have some type of you know, you don't have pure visibility into what happened. I'm talking about something more like he said that he didn't have $5 in his pocket, but he pulled his hand out of his pocket and a $5 bill dropped out. You know, I'm not looking at the type of dishonesty where you can where you're trying to nitpick him to death. Right? I want to know, is there some dishonesty on the part of Shakur Stevenson that I've not seen that really is some, major thing? I think probably the most controversial thing I've seen with Shakur is that fight that he got in, And I don't know, somebody said he hit a girl upside the head. I thought it was a dude he hit upside the head. But anyway, they were definitely hitting people upside the head. And with Gervonta, I saw Gervonta snatch a girl up. They said Gervonta hit her. I didn't see Gervonta hit her. I saw Gervonta snatch her up, which is not the same thing as hitting her. But it is snatching her ass up, though. He did snatch her up. It would be nice if you could get a Tank interview. I mean, maybe, eventually, but, there's so much pressure on them. And I wouldn't want, Barbara D, let me tell you, I would not want anybody associated with Tank to ask to use that favor with that young man for me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want, because that would not be like Lori or Coach Calvin or Coach Kenny. That would be them asking for a favor from Gervonta. And I'm sure that from time, here and there, they may need things from him, right? For people in his neighborhood or something like that. And I don't want to jump in the middle of that line. You know what I mean? If I meet Gervonta Davis, it's going to be like same way that I have a good relationship with Tommy Hearns. I have a good relationship with Tommy Hearns well after Tommy Hearns has retired from the game. So, Tommy Hearns is a huge supporter of my channel, man. And I wear Tommy Hearns t-shirts 3 times a week so much. I need some new Tommy. I wear Tommy Hearns t-shirts so much that I need new Tommy Hearns t-shirts. They were autographed, but I was like, nah, man, I'm wearing these puppies. I'm rocking these mugs out. I'm walking them outside. LeVar Aikens said the only reason people don't like Shakur Stevenson is because he has a great chance of beating their favorite fighters, and they don't want to see that. Haney fans, Tank fans. Haney fans, Tank fans. Phenomenal Show say you be saying anything. What is that, Phenomenal Show? What did I say, bro? That's not completely true, but what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Where did you get that Tommy Hearns Ring Magazine t-shirt from? Tommy Hearns? What did I say? What did I say that I be saying anything? Oh, no. LeVar Aikens be saying anything? And they're saying, oh, that's not true. Okay, that's not for me. Okay. Abdul Shahid, Rauf Wahid. I think Boots is going to get undisputed at 147, then move to 154. He might do it there as well. But will make some noise at 154. I agree 100%. I'm looking forward to this fight with Jaron Ennis, man. Seriously, I really am, man. I hate that Jaron Ennis became food for people to hate on. This shit that these people be doing to these black fighters is just so bad, man. I think it would be a bad Tommy. I thought I have gloves too. Yeah, I've got gloves too. Absolutely. I got a crystal. We got a grass, I got something in my trophy case, not our trophy case. Yeah, I got autographs, gloves, but oh, Barbara D said, I get it, Martin, I understand. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know, YouTube is kind of difficult sometimes, man. Because YouTube is not what I use. When I came to YouTube, this is not the same as it used to be. I truly don't get the boot hates, bro. The boot hates, bro. Dude, look, man. That dude is so bad, bro. I'm telling you, dog. That guy is a walking, National Enquirer gossip magazine on the back of any fighter that for whatever reason he decides that he's going to start lying about and he's going to start making look bad. Bro, that dude's whole situation is based on how many lies he can tell. and how many lies you're going to believe. There's not an honest bone in his body. But yet, they start the conversation. Hey, Martin, I bought a Rise Podcast boxing glove with Tank signature. That's what's up. So did I, but I never got my glove, Barbara D. What up, OG Circle Game? Barbara D, I did too, but I never actually got my glove. I'm like, dude, can I get my glove? I did it too. I never got my glove. But anyway, it's no biggie. I wanted to donate to the channel, but I am like, hey, man, am I ever going to get my glove? Because I would auction that puppy off. That's probably I don't want to get it. That's probably they don't want to give it because they know I'll probably auction it off for somebody, and that's not right. So I wouldn't actually auction it off. I'd keep it. Hey, but I'm just somebody who will give away anything. Martin, same thing for Boots Ennis. They hate him because their favorite fighters can't beat him. Nobody wants smoke with Boots Ennis, so they hate on him. Now, honestly, man, I think that certain people hated on Boots Ennis because of me. Because I was a very, very big proponent of Gervonta Ennis. I'm a big supporter of Gervonta Ennis. I've always been a big supporter of Gervonta Ennis. And I just think that there's people that didn't love that. I was so big on Gervonta Ennis that some people, when he was young, like when not a lot of people knew who he was, when he wasn't even fighting on, like when he was actually basically when he was out for 2 years with whatever type of promotional management problems he had. Again, I've been battling with people for a long time, bro. And this prick, anytime I do a video, he'll do a counter to a video. So if I get any amount of views on a good Gervonta in this video, the dude will come back right behind it with a really bad one. Not just Gervonta. I don't think it's just because I do think he lost buzz. I do think that they lost buzz. He lost buzz, a little buzz, with that fight with Karen Kukadashian. And then after that, they put him back in there with Karen Kukadashian again. So that was like back-to-back fights that were not particularly good fights, even though Gervonta Ennis won both of them. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens with We'll see what happens with his next fight, with this fight with Stanionis. Ruben said that could be true. Look, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro. They got some real scumbags out here on YouTube, bro. I'm telling you, man. They say, hey, Donald Brown said, I remember when you supported Boots when he was in his amateur, when he was in his amateur in Philly. No, I think I might have said something, but I pretty much waited until he was pro. Donald Brown. I don't think I said anything about him in the amateurs. Because I don't think I had a YouTube channel when he was in the amateurs. I don't think I had a YouTube channel when he was in the amateurs. So that's somebody else said that. Let me see something. I don't want to overstate the case. Because, yeah, he's 27 years old. Yeah, I doubt very much. He was a pro before I had a YouTube channel. Yeah, because, right around the same time. He was in 2016. So, yeah, I started my YouTube channel around the same time. But I was talking with him not when he was an amateur. I was talking about him before he became like a big-name pro. Because I just saw so much. I saw a lot of talent in him. A lot of very, very obvious talent in Gervonta. But, it's really weird, man, how things work. It's like boxing now, it's everything you do. Somebody's got to do a counter move to it. It's just so... But I love YouTube at the same time, man. I really do. It's a blessing, man, in my life, man. It's really a blessing. And what's this? How is this? Yes, even what do you say? What is this? Oh. He's just cloud. Oh, that's not for me. Yes, sir. Even when you're winning as a boxer, they trying to ruin you. Yeah, those guys in particular really were doing jobs on people's reputations. What they were doing with the Charlos was it was borderline grotesque, man. For real, man. Like everything is so bad about the Charlos. I used to try to promote the Charlos. Now, I'm not going to say and I won't promote fighters because I do promote fighters. If I like a fighter, I will make videos about a fighter and I'll make fighters. If I don't like a fighter, I'm not going to make a video about the dude primarily because I just don't like the dude, you know? And I don't want to really talk about things about people I don't like. Not in that, not like that anyway. The Normans ducked the first time to take less money, and now they're acting like they're the A side. Who is that? They're the A side to what? Brian Norman's stock went up for sure. Andy Gill, what situation are you talking about with Brian Norman? Brian Norman is a legit player in the welterweight division after that performance he had in his last fight. Yeah, I think he's a legit. I think he's a legit champion in the division. I would put him right up there with Stanionis. I put him there with Stanionis. Anton Ziegler, how can I help you, brother?
What up, Fanon?
Chilling, man. What's on? What's going
me?
on with you? Yes, sir.
I'm good, man. I don't know what's up with my camera, but so what's your prediction for the fight, the Boots fight? Like, what are you looking for from Jaron Ennis if you got him winning the fight? Like, what are you looking for?
What am I looking for? I'm just gonna enjoy the fight, man. I don't go in there with a lot of expectations, to tell you the truth, man. Like, I don't really go into any particular fight with a lot of expectations. I go in there and I watch the fight, and then I'm gonna say, okay, we'll see how it plays out. But I expect Jaron Ennis to win. I hope that he's composed, and that he has a game plan that he sticks to. But I see Jaron Ennis winning the fight. But Stanionis is no joke, and I haven't seen enough for Stanionis to know everything that he's capable of. I know that when he fought, he's a legitimate fighter though, because he beat Butiev. That's when I was really woke up, yeah, this guy can really fight, because he did some work on Butiev, man. He can box, he can bang. So I want to see Jaron Ennis go out and, I just don't want to see him be out there be too reckless, because he can press the gas a little bit too much sometimes. But anyway, that's what I think about it.
Yeah, they both got a common opponent in Delorme. Boots. A lot of people thought Boots' win was controversial. I think he stopped him in the first round. A lot of people thought it was a punch behind the head. But the reason I asked that question is, I think where you was earlier when I was listening, you was talking about the Boots hate. A lot of people started putting a lot of hate on him with his performance with Karen, his first and his second performance with Karen, not being able to stop him, not knowing that Karen is from that Ukrainian school of boxing, a very skilled, durable boxer. And then they tried to label him as a duck with the whole situation with Virgil Ortiz. So I think that's when stuff started to get bad. But I'm rooting for Boots. Being a local Philly native, I'll be at the fight. I just think that Boots is the better boxer. I think if he could make it a hard night or he can make it an easy night. If he stands there and want to change inside with Stanionis, that's dangerous because that's what Stanionis is best at. But as far as footwork, defense, hand speed, ring IQ, I give Boots the edge. So, like I said, even his dad said he can make it an easy fight or he can make it a hard fight. I just want to see him be more defensively responsible in this fight and, bring those belts back to the city.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. Appreciate your answer.
Yes, sir. I'll be listening as always.
All right. Yes, sir. Get back, man.
All right, man.
Always good to talk to Philly. Big Dog Willie. What up, Big Dog Willie?
Hey, Panam, what's happening, man?
Chilling, man. Just having the good old days, sitting back, talking boxing with the good old folk.
I hear you. Yeah, I just want to bring up a point about Shakur. When does a champion duck a person when they are mandatory? The challenger is mandatory to fight him, or if he ducked a person when he loses belt.
Who are you talking about? Because the rules depends on who you're talking about.
I'm talking about Shakur.
And he's ducking.
He's ducking how?
Nah, I'm joking. I don't think he's ducking, bro. No.
Okay, I just this yeah. I don't know how
he's got a mandatory, and he's actually the one. And Shakur, the question is he ducking Gervonta by forcing the mandatory with Zepeda? Which the answer to that is going to be no.
Yeah, I mean it was ordered, so I mean I don't know how, and it's up to Zepeda to want to fight Shakur, which he hasn't been doing. And like how long he's been off and on his mandatory or the person who's next for him. I don't understand that. And if I was Zepeda, isn't he tanks a mandatory too? Fanon. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was. I don't know what he is, but he's high for sure. He should be real high in the WBC. He was high in every one of them before.
Yeah, all I want to know. I just don't understand I mean, this is what it is, and I said this yesterday. There are 5 to 6 fighters who just get hate all the time, and a lot of it's by our own. It's Tank, Shakur, Devin, Crawford, and Spence, and I think those 5 fighters get the most hate for weird other reasons, but it's coming from us, and it looks bad, and that's all I gotta say.
I think Devin's got good reason to hate Devin.
Well, we hate his dad. We hate his dad. It's not Devin. We hate his dad. So that's what it comes down to. It. I don't really know. His dad's something else.
Does anybody else get that distinction, bro?
That his dad is his dad, then Devin?
No, the distinction between people in their camps. You're like, okay, other than just shit talking. There's things legitimately in the ring, like Devin suing.
Yeah,
Devin didn't have to sue.
Devin didn't have to sue. That's true. I still don't understand that. I disagree with it. I don't understand why he sued. I just don't. It makes no sense. And now it's just like, it's like hot poker into the wound when he's on this undercard, and on the man's undercard. I don't get the whole. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. It's just like, yeah, he's getting bent over twice. Once on the canvas and once right now. So I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being serious.
Oh, I know.
Ass up. I mean, that's what it looks like right now. And if I was him, there'd be no way I'd be on Ryan's undercard after going through all that shit. That's crazy. That's insane. But I won't let you go. I just had to bring that up.
All right, man. I'll get back with you, brother. Peace.
All right.
Yep. What do you mean Bill sued? What do you mean Bill sued? Bill sued? Is this what you're saying? Bill sued? Bill didn't sue. Devin sued. What are you talking about? Bill didn't sue. Devin sued. Bill said if Ryan take the rematch, the lawsuit is dropped. Like, dude, that shit right there is some ridiculousness, man. That shit right there is ridiculous. Thank you, LeVar. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for your support. Shakur maybe next if he keeps fronting. Look, man, everybody's gonna lose. All right, let me break some news to you guys. Name a fighter. He's gonna have a difficult fight. Name him. Monster Inoue is gonna have a difficult fight, bro. The only person I know that has not had a difficult fight is Terrence Crawford. That is the only person, and he just had it. Actually, I take that back. He just had a difficult fight with Israel Madmarov. Just had one. So, Mad Marv, David Desai said Mad Marv won. What? That's what Bill said out of his mouth. You know, Bill, a lying motherfucker. The Cardenas. Look, man, I'm not honestly, man. I've been cussing Bill out and I've been cussing Blue Blood out. I'm almost done with them. Like for real, I'm done with that, man. I'm trying to be a nice guy again. But yeah, they're pretty much that's what they do. But some of this stuff though is just natural. You're gonna have your fighters are gonna lose. If you have a fighter that you really like, it's very natural not to like the guy that the person wants to fight. You know what I mean? So take, for example, my guy, Fahim Sator, who I don't think I saw today. What's up, Fahim? Hope you're doing well, Fahim. When Fahim was getting on me about telling Gervonta to offer Lamont to offer Lamont Roach peanuts because he went on ahead and pushed to get his fight overturned, I was like, he should make him pay, take $10 million out of his pocket. And Fahim was like, you're just trying to stop the fight. And I had to think about it for a second. I was like, you know what? It's not too far off because I don't necessarily want to see the rematch because the rematch makes me nervous. Where if he took another fight that was a really easy fight, then I wouldn't have to worry so much. It could be an easy fight. But you know what I mean? But that's just not how boxing is because just eventually your fighter is going to have a hard fight. Eventually, and it doesn't even matter. You can be trying to set crap up so he doesn't have one. He'll still have one. Exactly. If you haven't lost or come close to losing, you haven't fought nobody. Yeah. I mean, what's up, Victor? I mean, I saw you a bunch of times today, Victor. My bad. I should have said something to you earlier. I mean, but I think that young boxing fans don't want that to deal with that. I don't think the young boxing fans want to deal with that eventuality. And I'm going to tell you, I think Floyd Mayweather Jr. definitely tried to avoid that. I was a big Floyd Mayweather Jr. fan in the ring, but if he would have went to 60, if he had not made all that money and he had to go to 60 fights, he would have lost. You know what I mean? If he wasn't making all that money. So there are fighters that could be very, very good fighters, may have been as good as Floyd, but they didn't have the benefit of being able to choose who they fought and making sure that they really, could do what they needed to do to ensure that they win with things other than just being in the ring. What's up, Rick? How you feeling, brother? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. But I'm looking forward to some more exciting boxing. Yes, yeah, exactly. Styles as well. So, I think Shakur is probably doing a little bit of that. So I'm like, hey, yeah. Who do I want Gervonta to fight? I want Gervonta to fight a bum. Just to make y'all mad, bro, because I can't believe y'all thought Lamont Roach was a bum. But yet you guys are still out here talking. Floyd Jr. almost lost 2 or 3. They were so close. Yeah. I would say obviously there's one. I only saw one fight that I thought was super close. Because I don't think I saw the Marcos Maidana 1 fight. I don't think I saw that fight. I should go back and watch that fight. But I know it had a lot in common with the Luis Castillo, the Jose Luis Castillo fight that Mayweather had. Yeah, Castillo fight. Yeah, the first Castillo fight. Yeah, the first Castillo fight, a lot of people thought he lost the first Castillo fight. And then he came back and he beat Castillo the second time. Yeah, Jose Luis Castillo. But Floyd came back and rematched him. And we'll see whether or not Lamont Roach can perform the same way twice. And honestly, I don't even think he did enough really to separate himself the first time. There's only a little bit more that Gervonta needs to do to win that fight. And I don't think Lamont Roach is somebody who's going to wind up is going to knock him out or anything. So, there's that, brother. There's that. Let me see some. I think, hey, look, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I've been here about an hour and a half. I got some things I got to do this morning. So we'll do a longer show tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Appreciate you. But I am about to biz ounce. I'll be back tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace. You be blessed.